After 5 minutes, got crazy.
Yeah, there it is. Can you hear a bunch of background stuff or you just hear me?
I hear a bunch of background stuff.
All right.
And I just don't give a damn. This is what I am, what I am. Understand, I don't give a damn. This is who I am, who I am. Man, I don't give a damn. This is what I am, what I am. And I just don't give a damn. Take me as I am, as I am.
Hey, everybody.
Still pumping. So on the culture,
You are listening to the Pro Wrestling Torch East Coast cast. It's Wednesday. What is it? It's the 28th of December, 2022. I'm Travis Bryant. There's Cameron Hawkins. Cam, what up?
What is going on?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Got some topics. We got some announcements. We got full slate today. Where you want to start?
Let's see. So we got lucky and they like Raw didn't have a show. Like they did what we were doing. They had their best of clip show, which I didn't realize till earlier today because I was out Monday night. So like I turned it on and it's like Tez and Dawkins in like the white box. I'm like, what is this? And then they eventually get to it. But I was like, oh, okay, clip show, end of the year show.
Yeah.
And I guess they ran 2 house shows in 2 different cities.
I think New York and Columbus.
Yeah, because I know our man Josh went. And a bunch of people like in New York went too. So my dumb ass, I was about to ask which one is the house show and which one is Raw. I'm glad I didn't ask because I would have got 2 parties telling me I was a dumbass. So yeah.
Yeah, that's something that they do often in those 2 cities on those dates or in and around those dates. It's interesting because we know Josh, and I'm pretty sure they've been to Columbus on the last live event of the year has been in Columbus and New York at the same time or roughly the last couple of years. That's interesting how they do that, and I assume there's some metrics. There's some something that says, yeah, people in Columbus specifically will come out on the day after Christmas or the day before New Year's or whatever it might be. But it's awesome. People got to kind of just hang out and not worry about wrestling or turn it on and have it on in the background. It wasn't a best of Raw. It seemed like it was a best of everything.
Yeah.
I was 7-10 and I was like, oh shit, I'm missing Raw. And I go see my friend in Lithuania, and she hooked me up with the feed, and the screen grab was Roman Reigns. I was like, oh, Roman's on the show and he's wrestling 10 minutes in. What is going on? Didn't even hit me until I saw Brock Lesnar lifting up the ring with the forklift or with the front loader or whatever, and I was like, oh, this is best of that SummerSlam. Okay. And I immediately turned the show off and went back to doing what I was doing. Like started Mass Effect this week. So
yeah. Was it so you started Mass Effect 1?
Yeah, the legendary pack dropped for free, and I was like, well,
you're only 15 years late.
Yeah.
What's your initial character?
I made her a kind of like a dumbass. I made her like an in-betweener, like she has gun stuff and like the BioWare, half magic stuff that they have in the game.
Yeah, she's a biotic and a soldier.
Yeah,
I think that's
she's a sentinel.
Sentinel. Okay, yeah.
So, but I'm just shooting motherfuckers. I'm
about to say
I haven't used any kind of. I was like, damn it, I should have just went with a tanky kind of just straight up. I'd
probably go soldier.
Yeah,
like if you start over, because like if you're a completionist like me, which is so annoying, you can carry your character over all 3 games. So I'd probably say you can start with soldier, but what you see is as you progress, especially if you go to the next game with like a fully maxed out character, you can add in like a biotic power, a tech power, and so get it that way. And that way you get to experience all of the guns, which like I like doing the other stuff. The guns is the game.
But in Cyberpunk, I was crazy on the hacking people's, cybernetics and just giving them viruses from across the street. And it was just it was wild. So I was like thinking that, but they already telling stories. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's
like I'm like 3 hours in, and it's already like
Mass Effect 1 is way more. It's super RPG. Even though the story like gets deeper, you'll see it's more action oriented with 2 and 3. Like you'll see that, but yeah. So they did their best of show. Did you see SmackDown on Friday?
I did.
Okay, what you think of the show?
I thought it was a good show, a good holdover, knowing they had the big show next week. This was an actual tape, it wasn't a live thing I was watching on Friday night. And Sami Zayn's promo, it was the whole bloodline out there, but Sami's promo, it was different, and it made me kind of rethink not even where the feud's going or where things go. I think that's pretty set. Like however they get there, I think we know what we're going to get at the end, or at least a version of. But Sami going so hard and working himself into a lather over Kevin Owens, it was good, but it was just like, he's not even laughing him off or like trying to be serious and like, I'm sick of you and we're not friends and why are you tied to me and that kind of thing. So not that he can't come back from this, not that we can't look up and it's August and Sami and KO or co-main event in SummerSlam or something, a tag team against, Roman and a partner or whatever. But I was a little shocked and had to rethink where things in the micro might be going.
Did a good job reminding us that he can be that guy. Like I can be dead serious about this and mean it and have that nasty streak, be vindictive. Like that was all. Again, he's playing the running the full gamut of the things that he can do,
which also helped his kind of dweebish kind of thing. Like here he is hanging with the cool kids, and it's almost like, well, he did do all those things. That is a litany of things he do, and those guys, like he's like, and these guys like me. Like he was just unabashed, like I was looking for family. They accepted me and didn't, he didn't even hint at, it took a little while here and there, but nope, just they accepted me, and we're moving forward and I'm accepted and I'm in the family, and you ruined that for me. And again, the whole time, sociopath leader is over here just smirking like, he blaming Kevin Owens when I'm the one that did that shit for real. No, I made the decision. Yeah. I could make him I could do the thing I said we tried to do last week right now. I could interrupt his passionate promo. Sami, you know what? You've proven to me right there. You're no more honorary, you fool oos. Yeah. That could have been the twist, but no. So Sami, it was good.
And I love that Jay's his biggest cheerleader at this point too. Like they doing good stuff. They really are. Like there's layers to it. Like we're gonna look back on it, I think, whenever it's done, and really appreciate the effort that went into it. What did you think of the main event?
Remind me again.
The other Imperium 2 and 3.
Against, the tag
Ricochet match. and Braun Strowman.
I don't know what I did, because I know I didn't just turn the channel. I didn't close that tab. But I did not watch that match.
Okay.
No. I did, because there was cookies and shit. Like it was a 34th Street. So I saw
nutcrackers
spots, and I saw the New Day come out there. Actually, I think I saw the fucking whole thing. I'm pretending like I walked away. No, as more comes into my memory. Yeah, I pretty much saw that whole match, and it was fine. It was exactly what that kind of show that show would main event with. Again, it was a tape show that was, it's not the second to last show of the year, and the next week's show was the one that they really want people tuned up for and watching. So it was a better than run of the mill show with a better than run of the mill gimmick main event that had the exact fit, right? Braun and the double pin, right?
I appreciate the touch of Samantha Irvin kissing Ricochet, was basically his Popeye spinach and jazzing him up. It was fun. It really was.
And the acknowledgement. Oh, it's real life girlfriend. Like,
yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It's it's funny. I don't know whose two kids they are, but like, I just don't think of Ricochet as being somebody with kids, and also she looks like young. So I mean, they're somebody's kids, right? But it's just like I'm interested in that story. But yeah, fun. Watch it's just like somebody's little brother or some shit. But yeah, so that was fun. Did you watch Dynamite last week?
No.
Okay.
I don't even.
I went to Dynamite.
Do a thing with Rich, so I didn't even hear about it, or at least
I went to Dynamite last week. In San Antonio. Sat in the 7th row. It was
got on TV a bunch.
Yeah. Lucky me. Good show. Crazy Sheeta Hater main event. Just if anybody has not seen that, and somebody in baseball put it in there that it was fire, you should go back and watch that. Like sometimes it's one of those things. I remember being at WrestleMania in Miami for oh no, not WrestleMania in Miami. It was the WrestleMania before when Triple H and Undertaker had a match. And I looked at it and I was like, I'm not the biggest fan of this, but I know this is going to be just revered and celebrated. Like,
what was the match?
Undertaker Triple H from WrestleMania, the first one, not the one that Shawn Michaels was a referee, the one before that, like the year before.
So 17?
No. So they had won the year before they went to Miami. It was Triple H Undertaker that year.
Oh, okay.
Because it was Michaels Taker, Triple H Taker, and then Triple H Taker again.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just watching it. I was like, no, they're gonna say that this is that. And it was. I was watching Sheeta Hater and I was just like, oh yeah, this is the one. Like,
and live, that was your opinion, I guess. You're watching it live.
No, I knew it was fine. It wasn't on the same thing. Like, I don't think this is my thing, but it was like, oh no, like they're going for it. Got really, really good reviews. It was a fantastic match. It was an interesting show. Rick, the week after losing to Max, comes out and cuts a promo on Jericho, and it's like heat back right away. Like, not that he lost any, but it was kind of the promo where I don't have to be in the main event for me to feel like I'm the main event. It was really, really good. Like, Rick went out there and talked his shit.
What about to Jericho or about?
Yeah. He called Jericho a clout vampire.
But why? Why?
Because,
what was the heat because those two?
Maybe if you, and I'm not saying you, I'm being coy to be coy. Okay. If you pay attention to AEW, when young talent gets hot, they're all of a sudden in a program with Chris Jericho, regardless of what they were doing the program before. And so he acknowledged that kind of happens. He told Jericho that a few months ago he was built like an air fryer, and now he looks like a twice divorced dad because he lost all that weight. He was busting him. Oh, it was great. I was like, yep.
Wow.
Yep. It was a lot.
Start segments are going to become like his in-ring face-to-face with an opponent promos are going to start becoming.
And busting on you is about to become a thing. Super pause. But yeah. Saw match 5 in the best of 7. I talked about it on Grapsity. It's probably not something you should watch live the way that it's set up. I'm sure it played out better on TV, but it was good. Got to hear people do the thing for the Acclaimed for like the second time in 3 weeks, and they love the Acclaimed. Everyone loves the Acclaimed. Hearing a little kid like look at his dad and say, "Scissor me, daddy ass." He was like 8. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. So that was a really fun show to be at. They seem to be going in the right direction, man. If I thought that Sasha was or was not going to AEW, that main event would give me more reason to think she was. If she can have matches like that, because she's been in a lot of good TV main events, but if one of the selling points to her is, hey, we'll give you 20 minutes on TV when you want 20 minutes on TV to go out there and smoke it with somebody. I could see that being just cause to want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I thought it was a strong show. They're moving to MJF and Danielson. I think Danielson's gonna have a speed bump with Ethan Page first, but it's looking like they're going toward that. So
by February that'll be the.
I think so. They're
main event.
Yeah, Moxley and the damn BCC right now has beef with Top Flight. Like Moxley,
they're back.
Moxley
or wait, maybe they didn't go nowhere.
Yeah, Moxley and Darius Martin had.
Top Flight. I'm thinking. I'm sorry. Who was the guy that said AEW sucks basically every week on?
Oh,
TV?
not Dan Lambert.
Yeah,
but not American Top Team. Yeah.
Okay.
But so Moxley and Darius Martin go out there and have a banger, and Moxley damn near injures him. Beats him to the point where they're checking on to make sure he's okay, but he wins the match. And then on Rampage, Top Flight last eliminates Claudio together to win the $300,000 battle royal. So now they're rich light skins. And it was cool to see it play out like basically within 2 hours of each other because Rampage is taking.
Yeah.
It was really cool. But it was like a trios battle royal because like your team of 3 wins 300,000.
So who's Top Flight's third?
They are Fox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was he was in the match?
He lost earlier. Yeah.
He got tossed early. Okay.
But Moxley lost because Hangman Page came out and distracted him because they got real beef. They got CTE beef. Oh yeah. And then tonight they have Joe and Wardlow have their rematch tonight. Top Flight's taking on Claudio and Moxley. Moxley need to go on vacation, baby. You've given us so much. Go sit down somewhere. And then Ruby Soho and Willow Nightingale are a tag team now. They're going against Ty and Anna Jay. And then match 6 in the best of 7 Falls Count Anywhere. So it's a strong show they got set up, man. It should be cool.
We need, and I'm just assuming this hasn't happened, but even if it has, need more. We need promos, introductions, video packages, whatever you need, specifically for. Isn't Top Flight the brother? One guy's back.
Darius
right?
and Dante.
Darius is back after like a long
Darius
injury.
Was hurt. Yeah.
Right. So let's reintroduce, the brother. They're whatever twins or however they're,
they're just light skinned siblings, so they're light twins.
Yeah. So you just do that thing. And again, Willow Nightingale. Who is this lady? She's got this buzz, this popularity. She's got a great smile, and all the things that she's good at. Like put that over in visual and audio form, but I think we're just going to get a match and expect the audience to treat Willow Nightingale like an upcoming star when they haven't given us a ton of reason. And again, this is just pure assumption on my part, but I think that assumption is correct.
So my close personal friend Dax Harwood has a podcast now, FTR with Dax Harwood, and our buddy Matt Kuhn hosts it. So basically, the preview episode came out, and Dax is basically like, "Hey, I like CM Punk. CM Punk's a good guy. CM Punk and the Elite need to figure out how to shake this out so that we can get this money." And Cameron and Travis, late 30s, early 40s, were like, yeah, because and
for obvious reasons, for my entertainment, for y'all pockets, like, come on.
That side of the internet wrestling community is like, Dax is a sellout, Dax is a sucker. It's
sellout.
It's absurd.
To
Dax is just saying that because he wants to go back to WWE. He doesn't actually care what happens in AEW.
But that goes contrary. Okay, so you're just saying he's a liar then? Yeah, because he's saying I want to make
disingenuous, and Of course, you can't trust anybody who's a fan of Cornette. Just everything. And I want to, I'm going to reach out and be like, well, welcome to the party. Because you can't say nothing on the podcast and it be taken the way that you meant it,
Even if it's explicit and that's the point of you saying it.
Like the idea that there are people back there who actually like CM Punk is such an absurd idea to people who like the Elite.
Fuck,
it shouldn't
be. Why is who we like or
talk about?
You know what? Rock never wrestled Shawn Michaels because he had a personal, deep-seated dislike for the man, right? Yeah. Tried to derail my career, various whatever. Short of that level of animosity, personal dislike, I don't give a fuck if y'all like each other, if y'all go to Starbucks after the show, if y'all get smacked.
Well, apparently Punk buying the entire women's roster, Starbucks gift cards, and then asking somebody to give it to them and say it wasn't him. Apparently there was something disingenuous in that. Like, that's not a sign of being nice. I'm like, they just want to have sides, man. they want to have sides, and I have no idea.
Like, you can have your sides, but once the match is booked, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Once it's obvious
no benefit
that they're going to have. Like, what's the point? Like,
it ain't great. Yeah. It ain't great. But yeah, that's what they should do. They should be working on getting to the money. Like, it's not even a question.
That's like, what kind of boss? Right, like you're on a project, and he's like, I don't like Sally. She also be like, you either get along with Sally and get this fucking project done, get these numbers up, get the whatever's going on, or there's the door. Like, fam, where is the management to be like, I don't care who you like? Can you imagine Vince McMahon? Vince McMahon did the absolute opposite. Oh, y'all don't like each other? Poke pride. Let me play each other, play the sides against each other, and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's got to be a middle ground to just chaos and letting feelings dictate everything.
Exactly. This shit is nasty.
And a tyrant. Jeez.
Yeah. So in the last couple of months, we did take some time to set up a little award show for the year. We've had, this is really, I guess it's the second year, but we kind of get a fully fleshed out AEW, a fully fleshed out WWE kind of running at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to have a little best of show. Basically, we created a Google form, we sent it out, got like 150 responses, so it did pretty well. So yeah, we can just kind of start to work our way through it. Let's see. And I say I'm gonna for the people who can't stream right now, I'm gonna do it as we do tweets as we go. So let's see if it lets me do the thing I want to do. Oh, here it is. Let's add that to the stream. All right. So yeah, best of AEW WWE 2022. Let's see what we got.
Yeah.
Come on, button. All right. So AEW match of the year. Of course, Travis, I didn't let me say, I should have both of these things open because I need to read what they are specifically. Now, so we're starting with it's AEW match of the year, right?
Yep.
Okay. The four options we had. Bryan Danielson challenges Adam Page for the AEW Championship. Dynamite 1-5-22. Acclaimed challenges Swerve in Our Glory for the AEW Tag Team titles at All Out 2022. MJF and Punk in the dog collar match at Revolution 2022, and the Elite versus Death Triangle at Full Gear. Technically, it was match one before they decided it was best of 7 for the AEW Trios Tag Championships. So did you, I know it's been a while for all of them, do you kind of have a memory of kind of each one, any one of those? There are a few of those really stand out to you?
Yeah, the first one, because it was almost exactly a year ago, because it was one of those matches that they said, "Oh, we're going to remember this when they start doing match of the year stuff," even though it's the first week of the year. So I do, but the other three I can remember the actual match. I can remember, clips in my head, and I don't think there is. To me, there's no chance. There's one option, and it's Punk versus MJF. For more reasons than it was a good match, but it was the match that the company needed, that just had so much energy and things around it, and it made a ton of money, and it should have been the first of many and a precursor to things to come. But that's the one I'm personally going with.
The one that's like really sticks out to me, because recency bias is a mother, right?
Yeah.
That Acclaimed Swerve in Our Glory was really, really good. I think my thing with that one, it was the Acclaim was solid. You know what I mean? Like you knew they could go. Swerve is, I think at this point, Swerve is underrated, even though everybody says how good he is. And we know what Keith Lee brings. We know Keith Lee can just do all of the power stuff you want him to do with a level of finesse that most people just cannot. It sticks out to me because I think that Adam Page was Rookie of the Year like 5 years ago. And everybody, Wade included, was telling us that he was going to be the guy. Like, he was in New Japan over there doing his thing, and it was understood that Adam Page was going to be one of the best. We did get to see what people will call a fully realized Bryan Danielson, that people say you didn't get in WWE. I disagree, but I understand. Everything's strong. Like, again, the trios match, not necessarily my cup of tea, but really, really good. Like, again, when you are a master of that style, the best example of that style has to be a good thing. But MJF Punk, star making, right? MJF got down and dirty. Even in a loss, came across strong. It's what Punk needed on this trek of, do I still have it? Yeah, absolutely. My vote was definitely for that one specifically. Is that the one you voted for as well?
Punk MJF, yes.
Okay. Let's take it to the survey. So look how close it was. It was MJF versus Punk at Revolution. That was the winner.
The fact that Danielson and Page a year later gets second place, and a close second place. I gotta go back and watch that match.
Like, really good stuff. Yeah.
I don't remember it. Like, I remember the hoopla, but I probably just didn't watch it. Okay, I have to go watch that match.
I do wonder if and I don't think, like, regret's not the word. I wonder specifically what Daniel Bryan thinks about what he gave. Like, he did a lot of losing early, or a lot of non-finishes early. And I think that kind of put over. Hold on, what is that? Let's see. Okay, I'll check. Yeah, I think that kind of put over, who Page was in AEW as a whole. The same thing with him and Kenny Omega. So I think, there was a lot of giving that he did early. He's, kind of back in the title picture, even though it looks like he's going to have a speed bump along the way. Again, Swerve in Our Glory and Acclaimed, not super far behind.
What's it say? I mean, we just said you just said recency bias. I mean, the most recent match is dead last, and I mean dead ass last. The Elite versus Death Triangle from a couple of weeks ago. Barely, not even 10% of the total vote, and the others basically get a third, just a low amount of a third, a middle amount, and a high amount of a third, basically.
Typically people will send you notes back on these things if they feel like you included something that shouldn't be there. It should be something different. I could see if people were like the Elite and Osprey and Aussie Open might have been a better fit. Nobody said that. You know, nobody was really like that should be the one that should be there. So I think that those two singles matches just really resonated, and genuinely, thoroughly, and truthfully, everybody loves the Acclaimed. I think that people are slow to say it. There's a tiny bit of resentment from fans toward the Elite. There is. You hear it, you hear whispers. There was a lot more pronounced kind of when things first happened, but there is a little bit of vitriol and a little bit of dislike from longtime fans.
Even their hardest core fans?
Who feel like they played a part in AEW not having that marquee main eventer in CM Punk. That it's there. And so I wonder if some of that kind of swayed things that they might have said.
In a different way that I think they would have resented somebody like Triple H or Hulk Hogan, even, because at least that's Triple H. At least that's Hulk Hogan. Like, he's keeping somebody out or down or marginalized. At least the alternative is him, is the guy that's like a draw, the guy that's mega charismatic and all those things. But this time it's like that happened, and we got not only the lesser, because if that's your opinion, but like someone that isn't even on the same level. I mean, imagine if imagine if the Usos were able to keep somebody out, like, I don't know, terrible analogy probably, but yeah, like at least that was Triple H holding folks down and being a damn politicker and keeping things stale or whatever you want to say. In this case, it's like, oh, the alternative, like so that means we get to see more Elite, we get to see more Bucks. Like, oh, okay, sure, but there's a level of they ain't them.
I wonder, to me, this says, yeah, Moxley, as good as he was, I don't know if he had a singular match that really would have kind of made the cut here. It should have been Moxley versus Punk, but, stuff. Okay. So, WWE's match of the year. I did go with 5 choices. Primarily, it was because wanted to have a tag team match, wanted to have a women's match.
They also have double the
amount of matches, right?
Yeah.
And they had like one of these
3 times the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
It's like
one of these is from March. The three men's singles matches, or one of them's from April. One of them's from April, June. One of them's from August, and another one's from like October.
Okay.
And so it really is kind of spread out. The 5 matches we got, I believe it's Cody Rhodes. I think it's Cody Rhodes Rollins from WrestleMania. Yeah, Cody Rhodes Rollins from WrestleMania. Backlash. I'm sorry. It was the Backlash match that people felt was better. Okay. We got Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, WrestleMania, Lesnar Reigns, SummerSlam, Gunther Sheamus, Clash at the Castle, the Usos, the Street Profits, Money in the Bank. Now, we saw 2 of these together, the Usos match and the SummerSlam match. Yeah. So we saw those 2 together. I thought that Uso Street Profits was amazing. Like, that just absolutely blew away my expectations. It was so good that somebody asked me a couple of days ago what my least favorite or most disappointing match was of the year, and I said Street Profits Uso SummerSlam. Because the bar was so high after
a month later.
That it just Yeah.
Yeah, and storyline was the gimmick going into August, opposed to June or whatever it was, 6 weeks later, was was different. Like Street Profits and that they were hot. The thing, it made sense. By the time they redid it at SummerSlam, there was something that just wasn't there. So it was an obviousness. It was like, oh, okay, they're just running it back so the Usos can kind of get a win. And yes, I think that took away. But this is for me personally, it's either like so many people, and it makes me rethink like what I saw and what I felt and what I enjoyed. But people, for various reasons, did not like Lesnar and Reigns. Like I think the majority of people are like, oh yeah, it was good to, it was fine to good, or but I thought it was a great match, especially for the story that they were telling, that this is it, Brock's not going to get another chance. So let's try to be literal about bringing out all the stops and bring a forklift or a front loader out and do a bunch of spectacle stuff, a bunch of run-ins, and Heyman getting F5. I think that's why people don't like it. Oh, Bloodline has to come in and do run-ins and do all that stuff. It's like, well, yes. And
that's why they're pushing, baby.
Right. And that's why that match was great. And the timing, and sure, it was absurd, but it's an absurd last man standing man. Like that's the nature of these things.
Becky and Bianca. Like Becky was always good in the ring, but she's absolutely at the peak of her powers at this point. She's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. It's between those three matches, and I don't know. I guess it really comes down to Lesnar Reigns and Bianca Becky, because as good as the tag match was, I'm going to be more partial to singles matches. And
and let me. Yeah. It is funny. I don't think I shared it with you. There's a runaway winner
for this current.
There's a runaway winner.
Okay, I'm going to say Lesnar and Reigns, and just.
So that's the one you would have voted for?
Yes, it's one I probably voted. I don't remember. I voted like 3 weeks ago.
So I didn't vote. I would have voted Street Profits, Usos, because I wanted to make sure somebody voted for them. But there was never a question in my mind what was going to win. That winner, Travis, Sheamus Gunther Clash at the Castle. It was amazing. It was absolutely incredible. It's like, I'm trying to think of what like a place would be. If the Detroit Lions specifically had a 300-yard rushing game, it would resonate with that city and that crowd in a way that it wouldn't resonate anywhere else in the country.
Unless you had that a couple of, running back or whoever got a bunch, most of these yards on your fantasy.
Exactly.
But
like it embodies the spirit of the city, its people, their ideals. Having this match there, I just think was as perfect as it gets. Right?
Yeah.
Hard hitting. We leave our feet when we need to, but just knock down, drag out match like in front of that British crowd. I don't think you could have played it any better. It's incredible. It was absolutely what it needed to be. I don't fault anybody for going with that verse. Oh my goodness.
It would not have been, especially looking back and what they actually main evented with, it would not have been absurd if that was the main event. Neither of those guys are, just to the non-European WWE crowd, is at right now. I don't think as hot as Gunther is, and he's having really good match after match after match. I think the casual WWE crowd would be like, "What? Why is this the main event? Why did when the Reigns match happens earlier, like, what? Why is this happening now? What's the main event?" And people start figuring it out. I think the European crowd really appreciate that, but I don't think that would fly. Probably not wouldn't fly with Roman Reigns. Like, what? I'm gonna fuck where we are. I'm the goddamn show. So yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about I'm just thinking about me, and what I liked. I mean, it was a fine match. It was a great match, but
yeah. Yeah. I think just again, perfect match, perfect location, perfect crowd. Just yeah, it and exactly why it ran away. You can't fit a building better than they did. So yeah, definitely understand it there. I had to go Lions. I mean, that's the most blue collar city I can think of that's actually any good at football. Like you can say Cleveland, the fuck, right? And Bengals throw the ball all over the place. So yeah. Let's see. The next thing we got another 5 options because they only got 5 pay-per-views. But AEW pay-per-view of the year. I kind of went with just on the graphic, kind of what the main events were. I think that kind of gives you a feel for, what embodied the show, right? Most recently, Mox and MJF. You got Punk and Page, Double or Nothing. You got Mox. Who did Mox face? It was Tanahashi at Forbidden Door, and then Moxley and Punk it all out. And then Page and Cole at Revolution. It's almost like that never happened. Like Adam Cole, I want you to get better. I hope everything's good. Like I hope that's but he was right there, main event foil, man. And him and Page had some good matches. But yeah, this kind of embodies their year. You had Moxley firmly planted in the main event, Page early in the year, Punk firmly there, and now it's kind of MJF's show. They all kind of have different meanings. Like Punk was kind of Double or Nothing was where he got solidified. You know what I mean? Like that was where.
But also things were heating up, like as far as like the undercurrent that we all know was about.
Yes, it was
about to boil over. Mm-hmm. I do remember. I only really remember 2 of these pay-per-views. I didn't see Forbidden Door. Like absolutely just didn't see it. But I don't really remember All Out or the Revolution one. But I do remember Double or Nothing and obviously the one that just happened a couple months ago. But I just think again, same themes: the CM Punk, the hype, the stuff that they were doing on TV. Even looking back, it's like, oh boy, here we go. There was just something going into that Double or Nothing, and that's what happens when you have a hot act, main event star, fresh brand. Oh my God, anything could happen. Who are they going to pair them with? What are they going to do? And it was just that leading up to Double or Nothing. So that's why that's my knee jerk kind of I don't even remember the match itself. I'm sure it was fine or anything else on that card, but I'm going to go with Double or Nothing being the AEW pay-per-view of the year because that's the one I remember the most. Certainly had the most juice going into it.
Absolutely.
With Mox and MJF right behind because that was good and the recency bias for sure helps.
Absolutely. Having kind of seen them all, I think when I kind of looked at it, my nod was for Forbidden Door. If for no other reason than it's a thing that we never saw. You know what I mean? It was so new, so rare. They kind of co-opted this
6 months later, and it's not even.
It did not have the lasting effect. We got Takeshita, who's smoking it every single year. But oh shit. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. I'm missing a thing that absolutely exists. 1998. Dallas Page. Fuck.
What?
It's not great. Okay. And guys, I'm not talking about anything important, I promise. We have a thing tomorrow. But okay, I'm going to jump over as I do that. Fairly close between All Out, Full Gear, and Forbidden Door, but Forbidden Door definitely walked away with it. Again, I think that the newness is really what made that happen. Yeah, it being so new, I think that's really what did the thing.
Well, shit, Double or Nothing did. It was second to last.
Didn't do
Not even
great.
10%. So maybe it just wasn't for people who remember the cards enough. I really have no business vote. I don't even know if I voted on that one in the actual thing. But yeah, for people that can clearly and succinctly remember and recall the matches, yeah, that just wasn't a good show. But I know going around it, that had the most juice and the most buzz going into any of these pay-per-views, obviously, except Forbidden Door for obvious reasons.
Absolutely. Oh, shit. Guys, I'm sorry, bear with me. It's actually super important.
Work shit or something?
Yeah. There's a note that really matters that I really have to find. But okay. We'll take a second though. I can look at that as we go to the next one. Now, let me see. WWE. I thought this was you'll see exactly what I'm talking about with this one. And
Do we get 12 options?
Did we get 12 options? Fuck no. 12 of them shits wasn't no good. Where is it? AEW pay-per-view final. Let's put that up. Okay. And okay. So WWE's options, we have Clash at the Castle, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and WrestleMania. I really enjoyed Survivor Series. I thought Survivor Series was really, really good. WrestleMania felt big because it always feels big.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And then SummerSlam felt big. Like we were together for that one. Loved the layout in the stadium. I thought was really dope. Let me see.
But
talk about it.
I just think the off-brand, because Clash at the Castle is an off-brand pay-per-view, and the lesser of the hockey of the big four, the four pillars of WWE live shows, pay-per-views, Survivor Series are the winners, the contenders for. It's between those two shows for me. I thought Clash at the Castle was really good, really fun show. And Survivor Series and War Games was fucking great.
Yeah.
It just had some really great stories all up and down the card. And I think it goes to show, and this was not something I even thought about beforehand, but the two better shows, even though one of them's WrestleMania and SummerSlam, are the ones that Vince McMahon didn't have anything to do with. And it's not until, it's not like I'm thinking about it ahead of time. It's just after I said it and I'm looking like, oh shit, September and November. Oh yeah, Vince is long gone. And here we are, March and August. Granted, August was, a couple weeks after Vince was booted, but still. I'm going to say, God damn, I'm going to say Survivor Series.
Yeah, I think that top to bottom, I think Survivor Series was definitely my favorite one.
Match-wise, they had 5 matches? Granted, 2 of them were half-hour long or War Games matches, but still only 3 other matches besides those. I mean, it was just a tight 5-match card, I think. Maybe 6, but I think it was 5.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that the men and women's match was super strong. Especially just what Sammy did and Jay did in that match, I thought was so good.
Mhm.
I thought that was all just perfect. And you're really telling that story.
And the match itself.
Yeah. You're really telling that story about not trusting and then him kind of going overboard there. Where the fuck? Travis killing me. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. There it is. There it is. Yeah. Okay. Give me just a second.
Mm-hmm. But
I'm really sorry, guys.
No. Do you think?
How the fuck did that go away? Okay.
Still, though, 3 of the pay-per-views of the year are 3 legacy pay-per-views.
Yeah. Okay. What is his email? Email is that. Okay. Send that. Fuck the message. Okay. Check your email. Must have deleted it. Sent the entire thing. Oh God. Gosh. Okay. Let's see. Guys, I really appreciate your patience. You do not know how important this is.
Yeah.
Okay, so that part's done. Great. Okay, I'm back. Fantastic. Okay, so
yeah. Results.
Results. Thank you. Okay, again, Clash at the Castle edged out WrestleMania.
God damn!
Look at Survivor Series. Oh, I did misspell a word. I thought I was gonna get clean through. I did misspell something. Oh no.
Server.
That's what it was. They didn't want to go to Server Series.
Wasn't he a bad guy on the season of The Flash?
It sounds like it. That definitely sounds like a bad guy's name. So yeah, let me see.
Wow. Yeah, Clash at the Castle. I'm not surprised. That was my second pick, and if it wasn't for Survivor Series being 6 weeks ago, I probably would have gone Clash at the Castle because that was a really fun show. And one that not that I don't think had any business being as good as it was, but we typically, don't get just bangers. But I think, Triple H probably had some points to prove. And yeah, I think the main event was not even the main event. The Tyson Fury interactions, that was the worst part of the damn show.
Yeah, he playing both sides. Yo, Tyson Fury can't come to the States to fight right now because they say he down with the Irish mob.
Okay.
The Savitar series, hell yeah, that shit would be crazy. We probably go too many fucking episodes, just like the Flash. But yeah, that show edging out WrestleMania, I think speaks to how good WrestleMania was and felt. Probably if we wait a week or two and this season is fresh on the mind, maybe it's a bit different. Or if we wait till right before WrestleMania, if we go literally WrestleMania to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But yeah. I really did enjoy Clash at the Castle. I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah, for sure. I am not surprised. I'm a little surprised at how far Survivor Series is down there, especially because we just saw it and it had some really good, memorable stuff. But I'm not surprised that Clash at the Castle edging out WrestleMania.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Let me toss that in for them. And that was WWE PLE of the year. Gross. But I'll say it if I gotta say it. All right. So now I think we're getting into individual stuff now. AEW's on-screen MVP. So I wanted to keep this separate from best wrestler because these people get a lot of TV time on the mic or involved in a lot of promos, both backstage and in ring. And I thought they were the 4 that kind of stood out for different reasons. So we got Britt Baker, Jericho, MJF, and my man Stokely Hathaway.
And that is a great picture and
of Stokely
and edit of him. Yes, look. The kid that's got his hands in his pockets during his his pictures and he won't smile. He's
Yeah.
kind of got some of that energy.
There's a lot of pacing for a child. Yeah. Yeah, I thought like Jericho's all over everything. He's the Renaissance man. He finds ways to stay interesting, stay involved, and it doesn't feel stale. It rarely feels overdone. Britt Baker is the woman they trust to carry most of the non-wrestling and the wrestling in most cases. Of course, MJF.
People getting sick of her.
Well, it ain't just you. The key
No, I said people. I don't necessarily.
I'll just say you are, and that's what I was referring to. Like, yeah, you're the only one that said that. Of course, MJF. Strong on the mic since day one. Now that he's the main event, he is the focal point when it comes to talking in the company. Stokely Hathaway, the mouthpiece for whoever you need him to be. Dog, he was in the ring. Daniel Bryan was in the ring, and Ethan Page was challenging him. And Daniel Bryan said a bunch of shit about Stokely, Ethan Page. Stokely said, "You raggedy bitch." And everybody just lost their shit. You raggedy bitch. It was great. He's
immediately. I mean, I don't think 40 seconds passed before the memes and gifs were out there. It's like, what a line.
Absolutely. So who would you have picked, and who do you think took it home?
I'm picking MJF. I don't think it's any question.
Do you think it's even close?
I'm sure Jericho's up there.
Okay. Well, let's see. So we got MJF.
Like, we might get the first 50%. Nobody's gotten 50% yet.
Let's see. 66.4%. He dominated. I'm surprised at how low Britt Baker came in. Jericho and Stokely damn near identical.
I think the Britt Baker fatigue, or people are just want something new and have seen it and been there, done that a bunch of times in the last 3 years. It's like, come on.
Absolutely. Yeah, and MJF has benefited from not only already being that guy, but he takes the time away. It's mysterious. He comes back angry. The interaction with William Regal, I think, really put him over the top as far as why he was considered the very best. Like, you get some emotion behind it. Like, the villains, especially in an MCU world, the villains have tragic backstories, or at least reasons you can understand why they're doing what they're doing in most cases. And so you understood the fire in his belly, and why he felt the need to be proven right. So definitely makes sense. Definitely understand that. Okay.
And this was what a teased bullshit babyface run, that nonsense they shouldn't have even hinted at.
Salt of the earth. WWE's on-screen MVP. Bayley, who I thought came back after SummerSlam, just killing it, just crushing it. Rhea Ripley in a different way. Just the physicality and the presence of everything they had her do, beating men up backstage, and really having conviction behind her.
She put her hands on every member of the Mysterio family at this point.
No tripping. Yeah.
She pushed Aaliyah, ran up and slapped the turkey out of Angie's hand. Yeah, it's just
we spend, it seems like, 10 minutes every show now talking about how good Sami Zayn is at what he's doing. And so there's no question of him being there. And then Seth Rollins, heel, face, whatever, just has total control of the crowd.
I don't think there's a question. I think Seth is really good, but it's a bit of expectations are so high. It's like, yeah, you better be in an on-screen MVP race. I'm not necessarily saying you're going to win it every year, but he's certainly there. Bayley, yeah, she's killing it in a lot of ways, but in a lot of other ways, she's not the Bayley she was 2 years ago.
She's not pandemic Bayley.
Ding dong carrying Bayley and the Hurt Business carried this company through the damn pandemic in a lot of aspects.
I give Asuka and Sasha some love, but Bayley was Yes, Bailey was absolutely.
I don't think Sammy's gonna run away with it like MJF did, but I think we're looking at 45% Sami Zayn, and then Rhea's coming up with like 25%, and that doesn't leave a ton of percentage left for Bailey and Seth. So,
Travis,
but I
can
think
you send Kylan the link on Facebook?
Sammy all day. No.
I have to like log into my Facebook, which I do not use. Okay, I'll do it. Not a problem.
Okay.
Let me see. Facebook password.
I mean, if you sent me the link here or on Twitter, wherever, I could then send it. I just don't.
Okay, the link is at just the address.
Oh, well then, sure.
I'm gonna send it to him now. Yeah, this one. It ain't close as you think. This might be the most lopsided one that we've had. I'm gonna send it to him right now.
Okay.
Let me see. But yeah, your guy ran away with it. Let me see. Where you at, Kylan? There you are. Here, buddy. Okay. Woo! 83.6%.
Wow!
Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness!
Everybody else was about in line. 83.6.
It doesn't even matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter who's second, third, and fourth. They're playing with. They got 17% to play with. Not even.
There was one guy.
Because he's on, and because he gets to be on both shows and has been for the last 6 months, doing great stuff, memorable stuff, catchy stuff. Yeah, that's a recipe for 83.6% success. Sheesh. Damn, he doubled. I said he's 45%. He crushed that.
Okay. Let's see here. AEW Tag Team of the Year. So it's the Acclaimed. It is FTR. It is Swerve in Our Glory and the Young Bucks.
Now, what's the criteria?
Who people fuck with?
Right. It's this.
Well, you mean like, what do I think people went with?
No, I mean, what does it mean to be Tag Team of the Year? You winning the
matches? To me, it would be wins and matches. To me, that's what it would be. Wins and matches and wins is what I would go with as far as that goes. Yeah, I mean, AEW prides itself on the strength of their tag team division. Okay. When I think about the matches, like FTR has had some great matches, but a lot of them weren't in AEW. The Bucks are always kind of there, especially early in the year. The Acclaimed became stars this year, and Swerve in Our Glory, who we didn't even know how they would function as a tag team, were very good tag team champions, put on some really cool tag team moves you've never seen, because there's rarely a discrepancy in size, but a match in athleticism in a team like that.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, and it would have been unfair, because again, a lot of what they've done is like ROH stuff and New Japan stuff. I would have said FTR. FTR would have been my go-to there.
Yeah, just from the peripheral, I have to say the Acclaimed, because they're just hot and they're sustaining that.
It took off, and it ain't going away. Like everybody loves the Acclaimed. They weren't lying. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I can put a tag team who you can make a case that the owner, the booker, the most powerful people backstage don't like. I'm not sure if I can make it. They won all these titles and all these matches, all these great moments other places. That's not AEW tag team of the year. You want to put them in the tag team of the year
miscellaneous ass team
category period.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're up there. They might run away with it. But AEW tag team of the year? No. They were very much cast aside at the same they were propped up at the same time they were being cast aside. It's the weirdest, oddest, most backwardsy thing AEW has done, and they've done a lot, and their 3-year history. And I'm going with this because you go, well, they did this, they did that, but this one is just not. It doesn't make any sense. I don't. Yeah. So I'm going with the Acclaimed over FTR, strictly because the company that they're supposed to be tag team of the year of don't even like them and don't pushes them hesitantly and begrudgingly.
Well, the people said with 50% FTR.
Wow. Of course, again, they are a tag team of the year, maybe, but
it's a 2-team race too. It was just the
Acclaimed right there. 38%.
Yeah. But yeah, I think one thing about it is if you are an AEW fan who reads about AEW on the internet, you're also buying the ROH pay-per-views and you're also watching New Japan. And so them not compartmentalizing, I understand, because AEW absolutely recognizes that they're doing these things outside of their company and uses that to bolster their status as an elite tag team.
It's like, I get it. As me, who only sees by my choice, not like my schedule, but somebody that only sees the pay-per-views and only sees like the super hyped up Wednesday shows, I ain't even seen them.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only time I've seen FTR this year was on a fucking Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Granted, Ring of Honor is owned by the same guy and all that, but yeah, no, that don't work for me, brother.
Yeah, no, I dig it. Let's see. Bedtime. There we go. Okay. That's because I got rid of it like a dummy. Okay. Anyway. Next, let's see. WWE Tag Team of the Year. It wasn't even close. Like why even pretend? I think this might have been the most lopsided one, Travis, because there's not really a case for anybody.
And all the other options, I don't know a ton about. I assume that's Toxic Attraction down there.
That is Toxic Attraction.
Okay. You could, Sky and Kai are really good together. They've been and certainly pushed on TV and have had stuff invested in them and story told about them. The Creeds, it's a smaller vantage point or whatever I'm trying to say.
Same with Toxic Attraction, but yeah.
And the same, but you could, even if you like those, but you can give all these positive things and the Creeds are up and coming, they're going to be it, brother. Kai and Sky are doing fucking Usos.
Storyline dictated that one team was going to corner the market here. Just
not only that, I mean, I think if they were just pushed and they were just Roman second and just kind of there because I think you absolutely run away with it. You get 90% of the voting pool because not only are you pushed as the top tag team act by far, you're delivering match after match. You got compelling stuff that you're doing on the mic. Your dynamic personalities, even when you're just saying "yeet" and "my dog." It's the fucking Usos, and I'm just waiting to see these numbers and how much they. Because if Sami Zayn's getting 83%, if they don't crack 90%, I'm gonna be a little upset.
I was with the Grab City guys who are noted Young Bucks fans. And we had like a good real conversation because we're adults about why I prefer the Usos. And one of the prevailing schools of thought is that how can you like the Usos style when the Bucks pioneered that style. To which I said two things. Number one, I would cross James Naismith the fuck over right now. I don't care if he created basketball. And is Ray J a better rapper than Kanye because he hit it first? He's not. So yeah, with that said, you can acknowledge how good they were. And I think that one thing about the Usos is there is a crispness and a physicality to them.
And an intimidation factor.
Yeah, that is attributed by size. And do you know what somebody on YouTube said about me? They called me a size queen. I was like, yo, why are you so invested in these men you don't know? Like a size queen?
And even if that's the case, like, yeah,
he was so mad. I know it does look better when big people hit you. Like, what do you want me to say? But yeah, it was funny. But 86%, you know. I think personally I've sold people on the creeds. I think that I'm like, again, a big pusher of that physicality and how good Julius is, and I think that might have swayed one or two people. I'm surprised that, you know, there's a lot of people who like really watch NXT, and so I'm surprised they didn't vote a bit stronger for a Toxic Attraction, who was like the premier tag team in NXT, men or women.
They beat Damage Control. Toxic Attraction did. Damage Control 1.3%. The lowest percentage of this entire poll.
Actually,
oh shit,
there's lower.
We're not done.
There's lower, and it's
so far.
Yeah, I'm not saying
you had the worst day of your life. So
I'm gonna when you see it, I'm not. You don't. Not even the percentage, but when you see it, you're gonna know who got the lowest, and you're gonna know exactly why.
Okay.
It is unfortunate, man. Bless that individual's heart. Okay. What do we got next? NXT Wrestler of the Year. Okay. So, Braun, NXT champion, has beat all comers. I think the matches have been really solid. I think they're still developing his personality. I thought Mandy Rose, like career renaissance, they found the perfect spot for her. It ended in a way that's unfortunate. She's been gracious. She was talking today about, you know, how much she still loves the girls in Toxic Attraction, and Roxanne Perez was telling her thank you, and she was saying how much like she appreciates Roxanne, like them talking back and forth like on social media. Like I don't know nothing about Mandy Rose before NXT outside of like who she is and what she does, but like she was auntie. It seems they really fucked with Mandy Rose, and that's dope. Like a newfound appreciation for her. Not only was she at the peak of her powers, like as a wrestler and performer, but clearly she was setting a good example for like the rest of the roster, which is like the secondary thing that you want to happen when you bring down somebody who's been
setting an example. Except when it came to her wicked, scandalous ways.
And then Mello, like, what are we gonna say? Like, we all have accepted that Mello has next. Like, in what NXT wants, if the goal is to be a finishing school for your main roster, ain't a whole lot more they can do with Mello. The kid is good and brash and cocky and delivers it all in the ring and has a look to him and has a second and trick and just yeah. Who would your vote have been, Trav?
Mello.
I would have been Mello too.
Yeah. Mandy coming up in second. Braun's there and he gets the big push, but yeah, I would have flipped. I would have thought it would have been flipped, but more people, I'm
glad Mandy got the love that she did. I'm glad people appreciate the year that she has had down there because it's been really, really good. I think that I'm still, and you can even hear it in what they're saying. Mello, the character on screen, has made it very clear that the NXT championship is his goal. I think that's the WrestleMania weekend match. And I think that, you know, Braun goes to the main roster after that. Like I think that
do you think Triple H does things differently with the call ups? Does he not just go, it's the day after Mania, so
like it's not an automatic rite of passage,
right? Or it's automatic that Breaker loses to then go to the main roster. He could do what Asuka did in 2016 when she showed up on the main roster, or and just leave the title there, or whatever you would do.
I know whatever I do, I know Braun shows up as a heel.
Breaker does? Okay.
I have him as a heel to start. I think that they're telling you who he is. He likes to go fishing and kick it. And now make him a monster. Make him badass athlete nobody can fuck with. Bring in Bronson Steiner. Or Rex Steiner or whoever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's not going to happen though.
You think Braun Breaker is the guy?
I don't think. I think Triple H goes. Not everybody can. If you got your first name taken, yeah, that's easy to just give you your first name back. Here, you're Matt. There, you're Austin. But whole entire. I just don't know if I think he's got that Vince in him in that way where it's like, no, he's already got a name in the marketplace and the blah, 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 the fucking buzzwords. I think that's a real part of Triple H. I mean, it is a part of his job, but I think that's a part of his personality and like something I don't think he would immediately rebel and go, no, I think he'd go, nope, we've invested a year and a half or whatever in Braun Breaker on WWE TV. The fans know him as Braun Breaker. We're over. It's not the end of 2020 or whenever he showed up and everybody's, why is he? What a stupid name. And maybe they take the fucking extra K out, but no, they go, no, we put 2 Ks in there so we could goddamn trademark that shit. So all that stays the same. Yeah. All right. Butch was still Butch after fucking 6 months. Not everybody's gonna, get their shit back.
AEW Female Wrestler of the Year. Thunder Rosa's injury, I think, adjusted this poll so much. I think that them not wanting to automatically put the title back on Britt Baker and find different things for her to do with Thunder Rosa being out. I think that Toni Storm being interim champion, but not being solidified as champ till after she lost it, I think that it makes it hard to really settle in on the women competing for your main title if your main title is in flux, but they're still competing over your main title.
It wasn't in flux.
Jade Cargill,
600 years, 600 days.
She's not in flux.
Yeah. Jade Cargill should run away with this.
Yeah, man. I think Jade, she's still figuring it out in the ring, and everybody acknowledges that. But everything else is just so damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the presentation is amazing. The attitude's amazing. The character's amazing. We've seen firsthand live how people react to her just being there. It's like nothing else they have in the company. And really, all due respect to the Bianca Belairs and Sasha Bankses and Roman Reigns of the world, it ain't really nothing specifically like that anywhere else either. Jade is a different animal. I'm not saying she's the most popular wrestler in the world or even in the country, but the hush that comes over, the who is that, it's different for Jade, right? Tony actually finished pretty well, but Jade had almost 60% of the vote here. Yeah.
Man, Thunder Rosa. Not surprised that Oof.
You just hope it's not personal. Like, I like to believe when someone says they're injured, that they're injured. Genuinely. I feel like the insinuation that she's not without any confirmation, and we'll never know. We never know who the fuck's hurt in wrestling. But the insinuation that she was not from multiple parties, I think hurt her favor. And I think that she has somewhat of a reputation now of if things aren't going her way, she'll just walk away. And that sucks because I do not know that to be the case.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that her the last half of this year has gone the way it has, and I don't even mean the injury per se, because wrestlers get injured. That's something they have to deal with. But the backlash and the fan reaction to, I don't know how credible or who said what and how these things get started, but if it's completely like, fam, my fucking back, like what do you want me to do? And it's no bullshit. That sucks. That sucks because that's her. She's gonna have to rebuild credibility with a fan base who she might not give a fuck about rebuilding with. Like, well, fuck y'all then. My back is fucked up. I need a year off or whatever the time is, and y'all assholes are running your faces about me, and no, none of y'all know me. Whoever started it, they don't know me. But that's how the nature of these things go. It just took off, and nobody. And maybe you could put that on her that she didn't push back hard enough, and I certainly. But she might not have thought like, that doesn't matter what this small group of people might say. Well, that spread, and now it's a thing here at the end of the year, and we're thinking it might factor into her unpopularity in this particular year-end poll.
Yeah. WWE Female Wrestler of the Year: Bayley, Bianca, Becky, Ronda Rousey. Really, I don't think there's any competition.
And I hate to use this as a metric, but it's a metric. Who's on multiple mainstream commercials? Who's got the DoorDash commercial? Who's got the MasterCard commercial?
Who main evented WrestleMania?
Who main evented WrestleMania? Who's
captain of Survivor Series team?
Who's got her bodybuilding thing? Or I don't. She was in some kind of competition a couple weeks ago. It's Bianca Belair. It's not even close. It's what we would have said about Becky Lynch 2 years ago. Like, it's just not even.
Now this is the poll with. And
what 0.3%? Oh my god,
Travis!
Let me see these numbers.
3% would be an improvement.
Oh my god, she got nothing. There's not. Wow, you got some toxic fans, Cameron.
She got 0% of the vote.
Oh my god. Oh my god. 0.3% would have been an improvement.
It's fucked up. It's a cold game, man.
Damn.
Cold fucking game.
Thunder Rosa's like, oh, I ain't doing that bad with the fans. Like, good lord.
What do you even say? I think that
it's like, oh, Cam clearly made a mistake in his edit. He just didn't include.
She made a mistake in her edit. It's a cold game. It's
really
cold fucking game. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, I think pairing her with Shayna is good. Having new challenger is good. She seems engaged. She seems like she wants to help, like Ronda. Like she really is. Like
every time she picks up a mic, Cam,
it's bad.
God,
it's bad.
I hate that everything. It's so cringe. It's so cringe. It's just fucking buzzy kind of current thing. She's so cringe, and I don't even mean because of the things she says. It's just her body language, her. It's hard to watch. It's like, how is she so bad when we saw her be passable? Like, and it's all in she just don't care. She don't want to be there. She's just fulfilling a contract and being, the prissy fucking asshole that she's going to be. And that gets you 0 votes in the PW Torch East Coast Cast year-end poll. God damn.
Yeah, this is a cold game. Okay. Home stretch. AEW Male Wrestler of the Year. The fascinating thing here to me was who finished second. But I think MJF just didn't wrestle enough this year, even though I do think he'd be one of the finalists. Yeah. People have talked about Dax's just amazing year. CM Punk gave him the star power they felt that they needed. I thought that CM Punk's run up to the title was so good. I think I might vote for him if he doesn't get injured, right? Mm-hmm. But Jon Moxley is their Iron Man.
Yeah.
Just you need me here, I got you. I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna give you as much blood as I can give you without passing out. Put me against whoever, whenever. I'm doing it. He's still doing it. He wrestled 2 matches Wednesday night. He's
right, for the taping, Rampage taping.
He's
yeah,
doing it, man. He's doing it. Boris,
ain't no way, Boris.
Moxley with almost exactly what Boris said, 57%. Dax in second. And again, Trav, I'm telling you, just like there's the resentment towards the Young Bucks and Kenny, there's a resentment towards Punk.
For sure. But I think that's the obvious one. That's the easy resentment to see because people are more than happy to share how much, CM Punk this, CM Punk that. I think that's a lot more expected than I think Dax actually
benefited from all this.
Benefits in as far as like if one gets hurt because of perception, then someone the opposite end of that is
who didn't leave us, who got past their feelings and still gave us our wrestling. Dax Harwood gave it to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jeff, take my comment off. Moxley's.
Oh shit.
Category are we on, J-Way? We are actually now at the very last category. WWE Male Wrestler of the Year. Again, I think Gunther's had the best matches on the roster. I don't even think it's close. Lashley, his best year in WWE was probably 2021, but he didn't slack this year. He was still very, very good.
It was the push is the only thing that really slacked, and that was just because that's just how those things go.
Exactly. And then
Seth, it's again, you better be there. We expect you to be there, but I'm not necessarily gonna.
Yeah, when you don't finish as a finalist, it was a down year, even if you're not expected to win.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see. WWE Male Wrestler. So, Trav, again, I don't think there's any doubt on who won. But what was the tally? Roman had almost half, and then Seth came in second with over a quarter. Gunther with literally an eighth, and then Bobby Lashley with 7%. So yeah, that's what they had. I, of course, on purpose, I did not put AEW against WWE because I don't care. Yeah. And I do not think that there's. I don't like to assume what people are thinking. Let me see. And then, yeah. Let's see. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So that's about kind of what we came up with. Yeah. Trav, do you think one company had a better overall year, and why?
I think WWE had the year. Vince is gone. Ding Dong, the Witch is dead. The numbers in the last 3 months specifically, but since the change in July, everything's trending up. I think the talent. I think when people got wind that Vince was like, oh, maybe I could come back, and the talent goes, oh shit. I think that was your answer. I think everybody's happier. I think more creatively free. And I don't want to pretend like it's some goddamn utopia over there. Like Triple H is just like, oh, everybody books their own stuff. Everybody's got creative control. Like, no, it's just, he's not some stickler that's way past his prime, that has the values of an old man, dirty old man at that. And or if he does, he keeps the shit off TV. He likes muscle mommies, and that's about the only thing that bleeds through in his personal, kind of things. But yeah, and AEW, the biggest news, the top 3 stories about AEW as a company are all negative, are all about what the hell's going on over there, who's got control. Why is the talent doing this? Why are they allowed to say that? So I think it's very obvious who's on the upswing and who's trying their hardest to not seem like they're in shambles. And that's a bit harsh, but I stick with it.
WWE got rid of their most recognizable name and face for sexual misconduct allegations and got better on TV. Mm-hmm. Like, it sucks, and it's absolutely a huge negative. And in most situations, we'd be like, this company should be held to the fire, and we should think less of them because of it. But he was gone, and the stuff that actually affects us got better.
Yeah, and what else? And what else could you ask for, or or do? Like,
it's what you do.
Like, what should the company, should we now suffer? Like, no, let that motherfucker pay any kind of restitution. Don't drag the company down just because he's a clown and an asshole. Exactly. But yeah,
exactly. So yeah, that's I agree. I think that my rationale when somebody asked me was, well, if the 2 most important things, with the 2 companies being the 2 companies, are your men's and women's singles division. Mm-hmm. WWE's been solidified there all year, and with Roman and Bianca at the top.
Right.
And for reasons like you said, like the AEW head world title and the women's title have been in flux due to things like injury and like specifically how you're going to book your titles have been affected by the relationships between employees. And if I had to choose one based on that, I would go with WWE. I think AEW has a great outlook next year. I think they're putting the right people in position. I think that you got MJF there, you got Ricky Starks there, you got the Acclaim there, Jade's coming along. Like, you might have some new blood coming in that people are really excited about. Jamie Hayter got it. Sheeta's healthy. Like, there's some really good things on that. So we might have a different story then, but I think WWE stayed the course and made a whole bunch of money doing it. So yeah.
Yep. And like Jay Ray said, their stock price went up. I think everybody recognized, even, the insiders and the business folks that don't have anything to do with, or care about the TV beyond how much it makes them, even recognized, Vince being gone is a good thing. And a positive, net positive for everybody, which means it's a net positive for the whole industry. Like, AEW's better off because Vince is gone, and now they have to compete against. As I said when it happened, I was like, in July or August. Like, now AEW's been, for the last 2.5 years, whatever it was at the time, been competing with, senile old man who's not losing his touch, done lost his touch. You got frost. His fucking fingertips are black from frostbite. He can't feel shit. His touch is gone. and they were, about doing half. just pure ratings wise, little more than half of what WWE was doing, and now they have to compete, and now they have to. There's somebody on the other side that's making rational decisions with the future in mind, which is going to make Tony and the gang have to do the same or go away.
Yeah, I think they're AEW's set up for a very strong January. That's all I know, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, which then leads them to their pay-per-view in February. You would hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you. This is cool to set up. This is cool to do. Kind of fitting that it is the kind of end of the year. To kind of wrap up all the good things that have happened. This is going to be my last episode of the East Coast Cast. We talk a lot about the things we're working on and things we're doing. You guys know that this has been kind of a crazy year and a half for me as far as getting opportunities to do all kinds of new projects for different companies and start a few things of my own. And those things take a lot of time and a lot of patience. And so just to make sure that I can put my all into the things I'm working on, I got to step away from a couple of things. And, this being something that both Trav and I have put so much into for so long a period of time, it is not easy to step away at all. Not something that I really want to do, but, in order for the things that we want to put out into the world, in order for those to be the very best that they're going to be, this is the move we decided on for now. So, who knows what happens in the future, but it's been a fantastic run. I was looking, Trav, this is episode 606.
606 or 607, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 606. I feel like I've been on board for probably about 300, 350, something. I don't know. It's been around a decade, if not longer. It's 2012, 2013, I guess, something like that.
Yep.
So it's been a while. So yeah, man, it's been fantastic run. Made some really great friends, had some really great opportunities, some great conversation. And I absolutely hope the conversation continues. I know it will. I know it'll be strong. It's gonna be nice to check it out as a listener. It's always fun to sit back. So yeah, definitely I'm going to keep everybody aware of the things that I'm working on and doing. And those things are only coming to fruition because I got to do this for so long. So thank you so much, Trav, for having me. Wade, Dre, Bruce, everybody. It's been a great run. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't have that. That prize house plant that really should be, as it looks great on your windowsill, but like Leon the Professional told Matilda, plant my plant, give it some roots. This pot is only so big, and yeah, it was one of those. It was one of those when, not if. Like, okay, this is gonna, you see the trajectory. Like this isn't gonna hold this man for long. So when I got that message that morning, 2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was like, oh, okay, this is about right. This makes so much sense. It would be wrong. Wrong might be too strong of a word, but how long can you stick around and when you've clearly like outgrown the thing, like going out into that world. So
always, everything I've ever worked on, you've been aware of it, and so you're aware of the time put in and the effort put in, and so which is another reason why I can't hold you. Like, I'm not putting in that time. I'm not putting that effort in. So it's just a matter of time before you it's just too much and it can't hold you. And not to I should have probably discussed this, but not the Bigfoot year announcement, but
yeah, so that's going to be it for the East Coast Cast live show. At least, like Cam said, for now. Rich and I'll still be by every week, but I'm not going to do this by myself. I don't think the even our loyalists, I don't think Craig wants to hear me babble on by myself for an hour and a half about wrestling and do that. So I can't give at least some kind of quality, show. I don't, I'm not going to just half-ass it, literally half of the show and half-ass it. So if you want to hear my dulcet tones, you're going to have to go VIP if you haven't already. So there's my exiting pitch. So yeah. So 606, we made it just over 10 years. September 2010. So it's been 12 years, 13 years, whatever. But yeah. So like Cam said, thank y'all for sustaining this thing and holding this thing down. I'm looking at Kylan's face in the little box, and I'm not sure. I think we broke him.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I can hear Cam's going." Okay, oh shit, that sucks. But
I thought you had all the scoops, Kylan. Where would you scoop this shit?
Yeah. So, Kylan's there. He's not going to get on the last show because we gotta go, and I don't, Kylan might break down and cry a little bit. So we're gonna save. Look at his face. We're gonna save him that, and go. Just thank you, Cam, for this. This would not have stuck. I would have been having this conversation in 2015. Oh, the East Coast guys, we got to wrap up because I ain't doing this shit by myself. But you came on and made this thing stronger and gave us an even bigger audience. Certainly helped grow the audience. So. Yeah, couldn't ask for more.
Yeah. And guys, don't feel like this. You're still going to see Travis and Cameron log into this thing from time to time and do things. That thing's not going away. Specifically, the East Coast Cast is not going to be here. I have learned, but no, Trav and I still have a bunch of interests and hobbies and things that we'd still love to jump on here and talk about. So there's still going to be the Twitches and the Facebooks and the Twitters and all that and the YouTube. So that's not going away. You're just going to get your entertainment in a bit of a different format. So those are things we'll work on for sure.
Yeah. So thank you all. Thank you, Craig, specifically. Day one. Well, not day one, but he feels like
day 6. He was there.
Day 6 still. Yeah. He's done 606. Day 6 is basically a day one. So thank y'all. Thank you, Cam. Thank everybody, and that's been along for this 13-year or so journey. And again, I told Rich last week or whenever, and I was like, "Yeah, Rich, I don't know. I think it's just East Coast Cast might be it." So the pressure's all on you. This is you're the face, on the torch as far as like. Yeah, the East Coast audio actually will just be me and you on behind the paywall. You're still doing shit. You're still going to be on all the free shows. You're still doing 1,000,001 podcasts. So it's on you now. And he's like, "Oh man, the pressure." So yeah. So on that note, appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all next time. We out.